Well, of course, we've been following the coming invasion of Haiti. U.S. forces getting ready. Could be any day now, perhaps post midterm elections for that boots on the ground to occur in Haiti. There's fighting unfolding as we speak. We want to go live now to Dan Cohen. Redacted sent Dan down to Port-au-Prince, who is there joining us now live with the very latest on this. Dan, welcome to the show. You got in there last night. What did you see upon arrival there? What have you been seeing over the past couple of hours?
Well, the first thing, Clayton, that you notice is that the streets are very empty. Usually this downtown area that I'm in is just full of traffic, bumper to bumper often, and bustling with life. And there are motorcycles, but very few vehicles because nobody can afford fuel. On top, in addition to the blockade on the Vero fuel terminal, so very little going on downtown itself. And then at the airport, we saw U.S. military, U.S. Air Force cargo planes. Those brought in fuel supplies for the U.S. Embassy here in Port-au-Prince, along with other supplies. Who knows what else? What other kind of military assets? Unknown at this point. So that's the basic situation. If you look over my right shoulder back here, that is where the Vero gas terminal, the fuel terminal that's under blockade is. And there have been skirmishes between the police and the G9 and its leader, Jimmy Barbecue Cherizier, every day, including right now. We just heard reports of explosions at the fuel terminal. So the situation is really hot right now.
So these explosions, the fighting that's happening at the fuel terminal right now, who's involved in that fighting?
So at the fuel terminal, the blockade has been going on for several weeks, and it's being blockaded by Jimmy Cherizier, whose nickname is Barbecue, the leader of a group called the FRG9, the Revolutionary Forces of the G9 family and allies. And Cherizier and the G9 and the FRG9 put up this blockade at the beginning of the protests against these IMF-imposed fuel hikes. So we have aerial footage that we shot very recently of the blockades throughout Port-au-Prince and around the Vero gas terminal. The blockade itself consists of trenches that have been dug, as well as shipping containers to block any kind of vehicles going through. And there are currently heavy clashes going on between the FRG9 and Haitian National Police forces. Every day, the Haitian police have been trying to wrest control to resume the flow and basically take over. But so far, they have not prevailed. I mean, we're going into, I think this is week 9. So, but the situation just remains hot.
Have you seen it when you have you talked to Jimmy Cherizier, aka Barbecue? Have you talked to his side and what they expect from U.S. intervention?
In my conversations with Jimmy Barbecue Cherizier, he specifically mentioned that he knows the U.S. is interested in Haiti's natural resources. We're talking about bauxite, talking about natural gas deposits that are extremely valuable, and he knows that these could be used to develop the country, but instead that the U.S. wants to take these resources for its own benefit and leave the masses, the population here, living in the dire conditions that they've been in for decades.
Now, you've been obviously going around the city over the past 24 hours. You've shot a lot of different footage and these blockades are not just at the fuel terminal. So where are you seeing these blockades? All over the city?
Yeah, all over downtown Port-au-Prince, in the kind of really around the poor neighborhoods where people have come out to protest. They've erected barricades. So it's not only the barricade on the fuel terminal being run by the FRG9 and Barbecue. There are several of these that we filmed with a drone. Some of which are on the main street, almost like the Broadway or Fifth Avenue of Port-au-Prince, called Grande Rue. There are school buses blocking it, giant piles of debris. There are several of these. So the whole idea that the U.S. and mainstream media has said that, oh, there's just this one blockade, and once we take that out, then everything will return to normal, totally ignores all of these blockades that neighborhoods have put up to stop fuel from coming out of the terminal, even if Jimmy Cherizier and his blockade were removed.
What about the mood, the sentiment there at the hotel and just in the streets, the people that you're talking to, this awareness that the United States is coming, this coalition, whether it's the United States by itself or United States and partners like Canada, et cetera, who are coming to invade their country? What are people talking about?
Overall, Haitians are very sensitive to any kind of foreign intervention because of their history, which has been shaped by foreign intervention. So pretty much anyone you talk to in the streets is very much opposed to U.S. military presence, to any country meddling in their affairs, especially through military means. So any kind of military intervention will be met with stiff resistance, not only from the armed groups in the neighborhoods, but also just from the people in general who do not want to see foreign boots on the ground, as they call it, trampling Haitian soil.
Well, Dan, we want you to stay safe. We understand, obviously, gunfire and still attacks are unfolding at this hour. You just reporting those a few minutes ago. Please keep us in the loop and stay safe there, and we will have you back on the show real soon to bring us the latest update live from Port-au-Prince, Haiti. Dan, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks, Clayton.